305 horsepower, 495 foot-pounds of torque is what we're getting out of the second generation of the 3.0 Duramax diesel. LM2 was our first generation. LZ0 is this second generation coming out. Awesome upgrades. The info is slowly trickling out, but the info that we're getting is fantastic. There's no downgrades to this. It's all upgrades. Based off of an interview done by Pickup Truck and SUV Talk, Tim interviewed John Barta, who's the assistant chief engineer for this Duramax diesel engine, and he outlined some of the changes that were coming and more in depth aside from the press release. The press release was super vague, but it was still good info. And what we learned was about these pistons, the steel pistons. That's a huge upgrade just in thermal dynamics, everything about it. Steel is the way to go on diesel pistons, and this is going to make for a very long life. It's going to be able to withstand high heat. I don't know if they were trying to combat high heat issues that they were seeing over the engine being out for 3 years. And this was an upgrade, they said, that was planned before the LM2 even came out to the market. So that's pretty cool that they were planning on giving us these upgrades right off the bat. And it looks like, this is speculation here, but he mentions 27, 28, 29, and 30 are new emission standards. And I would assume that's when another engine is coming out. But we won't get into that. We're going to stick with the LZ0. So the steel pistons, that's fantastic. So if you're concerned about weight, steel is heavier than aluminum. There's less to the steel piston. It's just shorter. It's smaller. The connecting rod is going to be taller, so the angles are going to be better. This is a better design in every which way. Let me tell you, I'm super excited about that. So it's going to be able to withstand more heat, more cylinder pressure, more boost. Hopefully the aftermarket can step into this and do some things for us that would make it even better, because this LZ0 is going to be fantastic. Like I said, it sounds like there's no downgrades. It's all upgrades, and that has me super excited. So cylinder walls are actually going to be a little thicker. So again, I'm wondering if they were finding some thermal issues that they were correcting before they were really issues. And that is how I feel this is going, which is super awesome. There was mention of oil diameters increasing. Oil flow is going to increase because of that. You've got coolant flow is going to increase because of their changing diameters of pipes or throughout. It was not specific onto what exactly, but more oil, more coolant flow. It's fantastic. The flow control valve that we had issues with early on the LM2, you know, they were sticking and people were having them replaced right off the bat. So it sounds like they corrected that by eliminating one of the actuators within that. So that's gone. The reluctor wheel that is, I don't know, everybody loves to talk about the reluctor wheel issue with the crank no start. So that turned out to be a manufacturer issue, and then they were able to resolve it just by changing the calibration so that it would crank for 4/10 longer. And that's it. I mean, it's 4/10 of a second more cranking, and that's fine by me. So that resolved that. People are complaining about the oil pump belt. That's been increased to 200,000 mile service life. You know, it's all upgrades on this thing. It's fantastic. So the turbocharger is going to be retuned, so there's more airflow. I'm not sure if I got into the compression is going up from 15 to 1 to 15.2 to 1. There's a thicker head gasket there. So they're doing things to increase the life of this, and I'm really, really liking this. There's some fuel injector changes, whether it's just a flow change or if it's a complete fuel injector, we don't know. But they say 25% of this engine has changed, 75% is being retained. If you look at the emissions components are actually a little bit different coming off of the turbocharger. You have your DOC, it appears to be right up on the turbo, which that's great for heat. And John Barta actually seemed like he got a little bit excited when he talked about some great improvements with that. So it sounds like it's going to be cleaner and actually work better, which that's unheard of, and that blows me away. I'm super thrilled about that. I'm going to keep looking out for more info on this LZ0, but this is really shaping up to be a fantastic engine. Stay tuned.